Hi there. I'm Troy Van Leeuwen from Queens of the Stone Age, and you're listening to 89 FM Radio Rock.
So, hi, Troy. How are you? My name is Fernanda Soldatelli. I'm from 89
Hi.
FM, the Radio Rock in São Paulo. I have some questions for you. Can we start?
Sure, yes. Anything you need.
So, you guys record inside the Catacombs of Paris. You guys record the Alive in the Catacombs project. Have you ever been there before this project?
I personally have not been there before. No. I've heard about it forever, and it always seemed like an intriguing, even a tourist spot. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't spend as much time as we did down there, as a tourist. There's not much to do, and you're basically surrounded by 6 million dead people. So
Yeah, I was going to talk about it. Joshua said that was the biggest crowd you guys have ever played, and we have this estimate that has 5 to 7 million people down there. Have you ever felt something strange, maybe beyond the music, this feeling or something strange happened down there? Maybe something mystical or spiritual?
I would say, I mean, I didn't feel like any kind of bizarreness or it didn't like there's no ghosts. But I would definitely say that I felt that the impact of you know what it means to have that many people. um if you're sitting there and you're taking a break from or the camera's doing something that's and you're not actually playing, you're basically left down there to see and to feel like that was a person and they had a life and they had a family. And so those kind of things actually ended up affecting me more than anything, just my own thoughts and my own sort of like, you sort of feel small there, and you feel like there's no, like, there's a Paris is above your head, and there's cars zooming by, and there's people walking, and everyone's having, baguettes. And but when you're down there, you're like, it's almost silent, and it's eerie.
Yes, and it's not a usual place to play. Have
No,
anyone in the band feel like, oh, I'm more concerned about it. I think it's not a good idea playing down there? Or was everybody okay, let's do it?
I think everyone was on board, including me. And then really what we're trying to achieve by playing in a venue like that is with something like that, you can't bring loud guitars, you can't bring loud drums. The audience is the audience.
Yes.
And so there's no electricity down there either. um so you're basically left with the limitations of acoustic instruments. And then in the case of one keyboard, we had a car battery to plug in the electric keyboards. So you find yourself with these limitations that actually carve the way things sound. And sometimes it's good to have limitations because it inspires. If you have a creative mind, you figure things out. And so playing a venue like that it kind of dictates what songs you're going to play and what instruments you're going to use.
I had the pleasure to already seeing the movie. It's perfect. It's
Oh,
beautiful
sweet.
in all these aspects. And I was thinking about it because you don't have energy, you don't have electric guitars and things like that. How did you guys pick the songs up and make this history? I can say that is a historical show for you guys. And
Sure.
how do you guys pick the songs and left others behind?
Well, along with what you said about not having electricity, and basically you're trying to fit into the space that's down there. And what it kept reminding me of was that uh, these songs that we have that express more vulnerability and a little bit more melancholy, and you know some of these songs are about missing your family, when you're out on the road and how lonely it can be. Um, and you find yourself alone a lot. And so down there, you kind of have the same feeling of, well, it's just us down here, and now that there's a camera rolling, you do your best. So there's a weird juxtaposition about performing and fitting in the space and not, you know, having a microscope on not only your playing abilities but your emotions. So it's a challenge. That is a challenge, but that's why we picked the songs that we did. I Never Came, Villain of the Circumstance, Running Joke, which is the song that not many people know about, and so we decided to make that a medley with Paper Machete. And so again, you find you have limitations that carve what you end up doing.
And there's any track in this movie that got a new meaning for you after this?
I would say Suture Up Your Future was one of those songs, because on the record it's more like a rock song. And when you strip all that away, you have just the lyrics and two other instrumental um, elements. It really opens up the meaning of the lyrics. Um, and yeah, it just seemed like a new song to me.
And how much time did you guys have to record all the movie?
We were down there for 14 hours.
Oh my God,
So
14
it's one,
hours
yeah, yeah. Well,
without
we had
seeing
to,
the light of day?
no, no, we had to go up. You have to go up to go use the restroom.
Okay. Okay, okay,
But
that's important.
it's a spiral staircase that's about 70, 90, 100 feet. I don't know.
Okay,
So you
okay.
have to go up, and then you can take little, yeah, of course we had to take little breaks, but the majority of the time you're there, you're working, you're trying to get this piece, you're trying to get this you capture this event. And so most of the time we were down there. So yeah, it was one long day.
Yeah, I think can be very stressful and as stated being down there. Do you think did you like the final product looking there? There's something that you might be different or no, that's perfect. It was all you want.
I think that I love it. I think um it does capture what we were going through as best as possible. I'm happy with the result because the making of it was pretty difficult. And sometimes you don't realize that you have a film crew. They speak French.
Yeah.
We have us. We have our audio people, and you have like management and the TV station that brought us the people that were making the film, and all those elements somehow working together to make this one event happen. To me, like, that opened up my eyes to even how much more work it is to
Yeah.
just to play five songs in a giant tomb. So it really gave me the appreciation of like, what it takes to bring something like that to life, and all the team that it takes.
And you guys use unusual instruments, if I can say, like chains. How this
Yeah,
idea came up because make all of the sense in the scenario that you are, but who had this thought?
I think there was, I think between Josh and John, there was a definite a philosophy of like, we don't need much,
Yeah.
like a chain being slapped back and forth does a lot, because the space down there is smaller than you think. And so
Mhm.
you couldn't hit a drum, and then, nobody wants a tambourine, a tambourine didn't seem. So we needed interesting, like, elements that really lent to, the environment that we were in. It just seemed to me like even the guitar the acoustic Spanish guitar was even too much like normal, you
Yes.
know. And so for us having the string section like do all the orchestration of what we normally do on guitar and keyboards was that was really interesting.
And I know it was almost 20 years to get down there and get Paris letting you know playing down. But has any other unusual place that you guys are already thinking about doing show, maybe a movie or something like that?
I mean, I can't think of anything offhand. We were always looking though. I mean, we did
Yeah.
do something in a salt mine in Germany, like back in 2007. And even that was a little bit too much like a rock show. I think that this idea is more and more interesting to us, you know, as we get older and we try to figure out, you know, because you're trying, you know, we're always trying to evolve, I guess, you know, and we're always making records and we're always doing, you know, doing it in the confines of a rock band. So this to me opened up like a new sort of doorway to other ways to reimagine our music.
Yes. And Troy, you have been so sweet, but I have to ask you that because in 2023, you guys canceled a show here in Brazil and it was
Ugh,
very sad for us, okay? So you guys got kind of owe us one. Did you
oh
guys have
yeah.
planned to come to Brazil, please?
I know that we have every intention of coming back to Brazil and you know South America in general. We love it down there, and it's always an amazing experience. So I I I don't have like a schedule in front of me,
Okay,
but I
okay.
know we intend to come back. Yes, for sure.
That's something. That's something very important.
Yes,
So
it's
thank you.
important to us too.
Yes. Thank you so much, Troy. It was a
You got
pleasure
it.
having you here. It was a great talk.
Oh,
Can I
thank
ask
you.
you?
89 na Rádio Rock.